Hello and welcome. This is Joel, and I'm here with,
Michael Rupert, the game producer at Shockwave.
and the folks with Aftermath.
Hi, I'm Rob. I'm the lead programmer.
Hi, I'm Phil. I'm the lead designer. And I'm Nick. I do the business development and project management.
And we're going to take a little time here today to answer some of the questions you might have about Aftermath and give an inside look at the development folks. So, guys, how'd you get started making games?
Let me think. We became friends at university, which is where we started out, and that's how we all met. And being typical geeks, we spent our time talking about the latest games and game tech and that kind of thing, thinking it would be really cool to do that kind of thing. And it was from there that we kind of got together and then decided to start our own company.
Awesome. And how long have you and your team been making games?
I'll fill that one if you like. So we've been developing for a few years now. We initially kind of started out part-time, but and we all had other kind of jobs to go to, which probably wasn't ideal at the time. And we also made the mistake, actually, of taking on projects that were a little bit too big for us to manage, trying to develop our own tools and engine in-house. And we had loads of good ideas, but unfortunately, kind of the scope was just too wide for a part-time team to complete. So eventually, we decided to kind of take the plunge, and Rob and Phil switched to working full-time. We kind of made real progress from that point onwards, but I stayed part-time because I had other bills to pay, unfortunately.
Yeah, those darn bills, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, let's talk a little bit about Aftermath. Could you tell us a little bit about Aftermath and, what the game is like?
Go on, Phil. I'll let you start.
Well, Aftermath is kind of a post-apocalyptic racer/shooter where it sort of puts the player against competitive AI drivers in various sort of post-apocalyptic landscapes. So we've got like a ruined city, a desert wasteland, and then we've got kind of a few levels that are sort of the end of the world, lava and burning trees, that kind of stuff. Lots of blowing stuff up.
Wow, kind of like the Mad Max of gaming, right?
It's definitely an inspiration. That was, yeah, we may have seen that film a few times,
That's awesome. And how long did it take to develop and create Aftermath?
I mean, from the initial concept to where it is now, it's about 9 months. I mean, originally we made the game sort of to learn about the Unity engine and to demo what the Unity engine could do to a potential client for something sort of completely different. But it was sort of from doing this that we got our eyes open to how good Unity actually was and how quickly we could get a project going with it. And we sort of took this initial idea and evolved it into something bigger. So, I mean, about 6 months after the initial the concept was made and we demoed it to this client, that's sort of where we are today. So it was a pretty organic process, sort of heading from a concept, showing the client what could be done in Unity, and then realizing that actually we could take this concept and push it further to an actual game itself.
How have you liked working with Unity?
It's amazing. It's really simple, really quick to get working with. I mean, particularly for us when we've been developing our own tools and our own engine before, you take for granted all the usability features that you have to make yourself. Then suddenly you've got Unity where someone else had to worry about all the usability and all the little fine details, and you just worry about making the game.
Yeah, and from a programmer's point of view, it's just a dream to work with. It's very easy, and once you get your head around the concept of how it all works together, you can grow very organically and go quickly, and you can tweak. And one of my favorite things about Unity is the fact you can write your own little tool plugins. So if you want to make a little bespoke thing where you have something very specific to do, you can just put it right in there, and it just works in the editor. It's great.
Cool. And for the listeners, what is Unity? Can you guys describe that a little bit for us?
Oh, Unity is, let me think. It's kind of it's an application that allows you to develop games.
So it's kind of like a platform in a way.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like its own platform, so you can develop one product, and then you can almost deploy it anywhere. Like it will let you, like we can build it and make a version straight for the PC, straight for the Mac, put it straight on the web. They do a version that will let you build the game for the iPhone, and it just runs. It's just
very cool.
It's so nice and easy to work with.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, can you tell us what the best thing about developing Aftermath was?
The best thing?
Yeah, any good experiences or anything like that?
Or your favorite parts of the game? Or...
Right now, the best thing is seeing it over on Shockwave.
Yeah, I think that's ours too.
I mean, it's you know, if you take any classical game on any classical console, the developers have got to be happy about their release day, and for us, which is our release day, about an hour ago, it went up on Shockwave, and we've been going, oh my god, there it is!
That's great.
It's like you're nursing a little baby to, being a big adult now. It's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got to hope it. You got to sort of let it out into the world and hope it can survive by itself.
Yeah, I think it'll do just fine. It looks great. What were some of the roadblocks that you came across, in the development process?
I think, ironically, the biggest challenge for me was having gone from spending my time coding and developing all my own tools and everything else, was actually then getting my head around working with Unity and the way Unity wants you to work.
Sure.
That was sort of my biggest issue, and it didn't take long to get over, but I think that the initial hurdle of going, oh, I've got to do that, and then, once I got past it, it was fairly easy.
I mean, one of the hardest things for me was sort of deciding when we should stop. Because I had loads more ideas for content, for more art assets, for other things that we could change in the game, tweak in the game, balance in the game. But we've got to reach a point where you go, we're spending months and months and months changing little tiny details.
Right.
Yeah, it's very OCD like that.
Yeah. And the beauty of the web is, you can always just do a sequel or update it at any point, really.
Yeah, don't tell them that. Don't tell them that. It'll be here for months.
Saint, speaking of the game, I was wondering if you could tell our players out there any tips or tricks or certain things in the game that they may not notice. Like myself, we didn't know what those super jumps were. Maybe that would be a good thing to talk about, or anything else you can think of.
Oh.
Yeah, the fans love tips and tricks, so you got to spill the beans here.
Beans. Let me think. What's some fun things you do? Obviously, the Superman is an obvious one. And
well, it's not at all. It's obvious when you've noticed the big symbol spray painted on the floor, but
yeah, once you
when there's another guy blowing the hell out of you with a cannon, you might not notice that straight away.
I suppose it's one of those things. Once you see the big symbol on the floor, you just have to drive at it as fast as you can, and then hopefully, if you've got a booster as well, use the booster and just keep the booster down, and you'll just fly. And it's literally try and fly in the direction the thing is pointing, and it'll just take you straight through it.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah, that took us a little while to figure those out when we saw it.
So, could you tell us a little bit about your studio and a little bit about you guys as a group?
Okay, I'll take that one. So obviously we're kind of a small indie team. There's 3 of us in total, 2 full time. That's Rob and Phil, and then me. I'm part time. And we kind of work. I'm not even in the same part of the country as they are. So we kind of run it as I would Skype into them, or we talk on the phone at night or something like that. And obviously with any team you have like defined roles, but we all just kind of pitch in the end and do what's needed when it's needed. Especially when it comes to things like the concepts and the game design, which is kind of like the most fun bit.
It's a group and team effort there for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. And do you guys have any favorite foods?
Food. Mine is Bill sort of thought for the morning. Always sort of build up to lunch.
Is there something that gets you through the late night when you're trying to finish up that last build?
Anything with sugar in it. Lots and lots of sugar. Yeah.
Rob, to be fair, he makes very good fajitas. So whenever I come round, whenever we sort of meet up for the weekends, then Rob goes out of his way to make a kind of fajita feast.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it normally makes the weekend very unproductive because we all sort of, fill out and then go, right, I'm too full, we just want to sleep now.
Cool. And you guys have any favorite music? Anything that you like to listen to when you're, working on the projects or anything like that?
I'm sort of a bit of a guitar fan. I quite like my John Mayer, sort of a bit bluesy, that kind of stuff.
Cool. And, anything else that you'd like to share with the fans out there? Are you a big footballer or anything like that?
Filled into his rugby, aren't you?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I'm a climber. What's Rob? Rob's a...
I'm a footballer. I was going to get all political and say that you can have Hicks and Gillette back, and they can leave Liverpool alone, but we'll not go there.
Yeah, we all know that football is like the thing over there, that and F1. So, it's amazingly.
Rob's a big F1 fan. He was watching it this afternoon while working. That's in quotes.
Awesome. So, we learned a lot about you guys, and we're really excited about Aftermath, and we're glad that you took the time to stop by and talk a little bit with us about the game and yourselves.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're really glad you like the game, and we'd like to thank Shockwave for everything they've done to help us get it out there to the public.
All right.
Great, thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.